All right, hello, welcome. My name's Frank. This is No More Paper, where I ramble to myself for about 30 minutes and then proceed to go lose money in the markets. I did not finish my homework fully, so I'll be going off the cuff a little bit, but that's okay. I feel like I haven't caught up yet since last week. I haven't gotten a really good idea of what's going on. I did start a new range on the daily charts because it does seem like we are getting into kind of a new zone. Value is shifting lower. That's clear. It's like this was the this range here, this volume range here was the battle for 50 SMA. And now this is the battle to go lower than the 50 SMA, to turn it lower. We'll see. We still might recover. We recovered it in the past, but we only spent one day below it before. This week is huge. A lot of the big players are releasing earnings later this week, Wednesday and Thursday. I'm gonna say they're gonna have to really beat earnings and show something for their capex. The market is no longer loving capex just for the sake of capex. All right, let's check news and then I'll get back to the charts. ADP just released. I did not look at it yet. Okay, added a little less jobs than normal. I don't think that's the reason why we just seen a recent spike in markets. I'll get into my opinion on that a little later. Later on today, we have consumer confidence. Not a huge deal, but I usually block it out. I don't really trade around it. At 9 o'clock, housing price index. Again, not a huge deal, but I usually block that out, make sure I don't trade through it. Later on this week, probably it was FOMC press conference tomorrow. Wait, how did I miss that? FOMC and major earnings in 1 week? Somehow I knew it, but I didn't put two and two together. Yeah, okay. This week is even bigger than I thought. I don't think I'll be trading at all tomorrow. I'll be catching up on other things. Then Thursday, see, PCE, gross domestic product. And Friday you got Michigan consumer expectations. So yeah, this is a huge week. A rarity in the summertime when things are supposed to be calmer than normal. I would not be surprised if this is the week that we basically flush out and go much lower. Perhaps some panic selling. But I've also watched this market recover time and time again as they spew more and more bullshit. Let's check some headlines on good old Yahoo, my favorite site. Bond market's danger zone is the new normal. All right, let's check bond yields quick. Right here in the middle, we got 2-year yields, 5-minute, flat to down. We are elevated though on the 2-year yields. Man, there was just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight days going up. That's the real story here. 10-year yields. Also elevated. Last time we were this high was 2024. We'll see. That makes even this week even more important, as the Fed is going to have to face these problems. While we're here, let's check 30-year. That's right here. Similar story. We're still above 5. It's not good. Government balance sheet, or the Fed balance sheet. Man, if Kevin Warsh comes out and continues his line about we're going to have to fight inflation and raise rates, or move the QT, we're going to have even more problems. Because right now the government is pumping money out. They are printing money right now. That's what this line means. We are in QE. We should have never switched over. We switched way too soon. And there's a lot of uncertainty because who knows what the Fed is going to do. They're in a sticky spot. All of Wall Street wants them to continue printing money, obviously. But if they do that, whoever does that is not going to win the election next. Well, who knows? Most people vote on looks and vibes. All right, back to the headlines. Microsoft report Q4. Is Microsoft today? No, it's tomorrow after close. While we're here, we got Meta after close tomorrow, Robinhood. And then Thursday we got Amazon after close. A couple other major ones in here, but we'll see. I'd be curious to see how retail handles this. Kind of a business name is Amphenol. Amphenol? They need a marketing team. Okay, so basically we're in a holding pattern. They're not going to say anything. We're not getting any of those articles. The AI trade is back. None of that bullshit. Just more clickbait. There's more stuff about the chip sell-off deepening. PayPal slides and Corning plunges. Why don't we do that? We'll take a look at who released earnings already. Let's look at PayPal. And Nvidia is still sliding. What do you mean? PayPal's up? What are they talking about? Okay. Where's the information about PayPal? Nothing. This website's terrible. Oh, they probably wrote it immediately after. Never listen to the news. Just be aware that it's there. Boeing. Check out Boeing. So that was the pump that we got recently. It was PayPal. Boeing got a pump too. Let's check out Coca-Cola. Holy moly, they got a huge pump. I'm sorry I'm not showing you. I don't have the charts. My charts aren't set up to, my windows in OBS aren't set up to show my stock charts. So I usually don't talk about stocks much. But this is the week where it's good. This is a crazy week. I'm surprised about Coca-Cola. I really am. It looks like they jumped, from $83 to $87 just in the pre-market. Who the heck buys Coca-Cola anymore? I had this discussion last week where GM beat their earnings, but they're selling less cars. It's like, is every company cooking their books somehow? Or have investors just stopped looking forward and swallow everything that's thrown at them? I understand GM makes tons of money off of scamming people who buy their cars. Basically, you buy a GM vehicle and they hook you into the dealership. But that's not, it's recurring revenue in the short term. But if you're not selling new cars, that's going to fall. That revenue is going to fall quick, very quick. And the stock market's supposed to look forward. It should have seen that already. But no, they just eat it up. They all eat it up. It's like every business in America is addicted to the free cash flow. Is addicted to the Fed just printing money. And they don't care at all about customers. None of them care about customers anymore. Not one bit. All right, before I get into that, let's take a look at the charts. As I said earlier, we are now in this we are now in a new value area. Previously, from I would say June 20, the end of June, until just last week, we were fighting over what's going to happen at the 50 SMA. Value areas were fluctuating. We would go down to the 50 SMA, fight it out, try to go higher, fail. And it seems like now we've finally broken lower. Now we are in this previous area. You see right here. I think I marked an unfinished auction from when we broke away from this area way back in June 28th. And look, we are heading back there right now. If we break that, there's not much below us. The 100 SMA would be our next destination. But we'll see. So far, earnings are coming out good. I've watched this rebound so many times. I'm reluctant to commit to anything. But I like days like this where we just range. Well, we haven't really been ranging. But I like the summer because it's slower. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. So my first reaction upon seeing this jump in price was that the big players were bidding it up to sell off some more of their shares. They were using the low volume in the overnight to get a better price to sell off. But after seeing the earnings, I don't know. It could still be the case, but we'll see. We are rejecting, I don't know how I missed this. I should have been ready to trade that. Damn. I'm kind of at a point right now where I can call this stuff out. I can mark these points. And then I fail to trade them one way or another. This was yesterday's value area high. We hit it almost exactly and rejected it. We'll see what happens. I think we're going to end up breaking it. Who knows how much further we'll go from there. Right now it seems like I don't usually subscribe to the idea that we just rotate. I don't know, it's almost like a Fibonacci idea I've heard people talk about. I don't know much about it. But it really does seem like we are on a 100-point rotation. Like 75.12 to 74.12. And we're going to bounce between the two areas. So if we do break yesterday's value area high, I would be looking at the next area, 75.12, generally. It's also a pivot point. And it happens to be yesterday's initial balance high. I don't know if I would call this unfinished auction. I have to do more research on that. But we'll see. If we do head lower, I think I've already talked about that a little bit. I'm looking at 73.97 to 74 even. Might hold up there for a little bit. And again, if we break that, could get a record down day. But we'll see. Nothing ever happens, right? Last week I was a little reluctant to trade. Volatility has definitely been rising. I don't have any examples of any trades from last week. Just real little ones I did. You know, when the market enters a rotational phase like this, I'll take a quick little scalp. But my rotational trades have been suffering. I think my problem is I think too long term. Like I might have thought that we would return to this unfinished auction down here a lot sooner than we have. If that was the case, I'd be in the red now for weeks, for a month. And I forget to look at where the market is going instead of what I'm doing. But that's all I got. I'll probably stream tomorrow. All right, good luck. Goodbye.